So I was actually reading a comment the other day, right? And the person is like, how can I actually trade and manage a 9 to 5? It seemed like he was having a hard time doing that. So I said, you know what? That's a good video. That's a video I need to do. So that's why I'm doing this video. We're going to talk about how to actually trade and work at the same time if you have a 9 to 5. And I'm explaining the ins and outs. I'm going to explain what I did, and I'm going to explain, different options or different things you can actually do. So the first thing I would probably recommend is swing trading, right? Honestly, I might just, forget about day trading and do swing trading. And if I do that, guess what? I got to rename my channel called Swing Trading Addict, right? Anyway, so basically, if you want to work a 9 to 5, you have to realize, it's going to be hard to day trade. And I'm going to talk about, options or things that you can actually do to day trade, right? We're going to talk about that later. Even if you want to day trade, you can do it. There's certain things you got to do. But the best option is always swing trading. So swing trading is basically when you're looking at the daily chart. You can look at the 4-hour chart, 1-hour chart, but mainly I will recommend looking at the daily chart. Is honestly is the best chart for swing trading. You definitely could get away with the 1-hour and the 4-hour, but I recommend a daily chart because it's easy, because all you have to do is wait for the daily candle to open, set your trade, and you're done. But usually people look at the 1-hour or the 4-hour, right? Even if they're looking at the daily chart, so you can actually get a little bit tighter risk. So your risk to reward could be a little bit greater, but there are pros and cons. You might get stopped out, more, but at the same time, you could definitely get a smaller stop loss, right, and a bigger reward if you try to go that route. But trust me, stick with the daily chart first, and then you can actually work your way down to the 1-hour or the 4-hour. The good thing about swing trading, the daily chart is when you come home, you can actually set your alerts. If you have alerts, right, set alerts on your chart. If it hits a certain level, boom, you can get in. Or you could watch the chart every time you go to your job or after your job. You say, okay, this is a candle I want to get in. Let me set my stop loss. Let me set my profit target. Let me set my buy stop or buy limit, or how you want to get in. And you can actually do that on your phone, right? So you can do that on your phone, because it's not like you're staring at your charts. You're just saying, hey, I want to buy at this level, boom. So you do it at your phone. I don't recommend day trading on your phone because, the candles is moving fast. So honestly, I don't recommend that. But when it comes to swing trading, the candles is right there. It's not like it's moving crazy because you're looking at the higher time frame, looking at the daily chart, right? So boom, you can set it, and you can do it either while you're at work, or you could do it, after work, and set it, and you're done. Now, what market should you swing trade is up to you. Once you learn price action, guys, it doesn't matter what market, right? So you can swing trade the crypto market, stocks, futures, Forex, right? It doesn't matter. So the good thing is, let's say that, you're looking at all these markets, you have a lot of opportunities. So if you're swing trading, you might have maybe six, I would say 6 to 10 quality setups per month, which is good. So let's say you take 6 trades for the month. You might say, oh, that's not a lot. Honestly, yeah, it could be a lot, because guess what? Eventually, you're going to probably risk $1,000 a trade. So $1,000 times 6 is $6,000 for the month, right? But let's say, of course, you're going to have losers. So let's dial that back. Let's say you're going to make $4,000 or $3,000 for the month. That's still good, because guess what? Once you get really good at it, you can up the size up, right? So instead of making $3,000 or $4,000, next thing you know, you can make $8,000 or $10,000 a month. So don't worry about, oh man, I'm not getting a lot of opportunities a month. Don't worry about that. Play the long game, because the long game will help you, make money and do things the right way. Now, when it comes to swing trading, guys, you're going to use the same strategies that you use for day trading on your swing trading opportunities, okay? So a lot of people think that day trading and swing trading is different. No, guys, you can use the same strategy for day trading. I use the same strategies when I'm swing trading. So let me show you an example real quick. So right here, this is gold, right? This is daily chart. So every single bar represents one day, okay? So right here, we have an uptrend, and I'm looking at the market. Notice how we had this nice push to the upside, right? So automatically, guess what? I want to buy, because now we have an uptrend. So let me zoom in right here. So what do we have? We have a nice demand level, right? If you don't know anything about demand or supply, please look at videos I have on my channel. I talk about this all the time. Plus we have, support right here. So this is a nice key level. Buyers came in right here. There's a nice opportunity to get in for a buy, and you can put your stop loss either below the zone or below this pivot. I'll probably put it below the pivot. And let me zoom in. You can actually go for this target right here, this top, this high right here, and boom, this is a nice swing trade right here. Now, guess what? It pulled back. And it gave you another opportunity. What we have here, we have another level right here we can work off of, right? We have a support level. It went below it, then it shot back up. Look at this nice bullish bar right here. This is for a nice quick scalp. Since this bar is kind of big, I go for a quick 1-to-1. Boom, you got it, and you're done. Now, notice how it's coming back to this key level right here. Boom, here's another nice bullish bar right here, right? For a quick scalp. I'll probably either go for this high right here, or yeah, go for this high or a nice 2-to-1, right? Boom, a little bit before the high. So that's how I would basically play this, right? It's the same way I'm looking at day trading opportunities, right? I'm looking for my key levels, I'm looking for the trend, I'm looking for, you know, everything setting up, and then I'm taking the trade. Now, let's talk about, you know, how can you actually day trade if you have a 9-to-5, because you can still do that. There's different ways. One way you can do it is if you live in California or anywhere that's 3 hours behind, okay? So let's say that you trade in the stock market or the indices, right? And it usually opens up at 9:30. So if you're 3 hours behind, that means that it's gonna be 6:30 your time, okay? So you probably have 3 hours before you go to work, right? So if you have a 9-to-5, you have, you know, 3 hours before. So you can look at your chart at 6:30, right? So that's giving you at least 3 hours to trade. And that's all you need, honestly, because when I'm looking at the market, you know, the first 2 hours is pretty much the best hour anyway. Yes, there are some opportunities later on during the day, but first 2 hours, boom, you can be done for the day. But that's if you live in a time zone where you are 3 hours behind Eastern time. Now, let's say you're not in a time zone that is not 3 hours behind. Well, the next thing you can do is get a job that allows you to, you know, maybe be available a couple of days during the week, because some jobs, you know, you might work on a weekend. So you might have 2 days off during the week and then a weekend free. So if you have 2 days off during the week, well, that gives you time to practice some day trading strategies or day trading period. So you can actually day trade for those 2 days that you are off, and the rest of the days, maybe you can swing trade, okay? So that's another way you can do it. Another way is have a job that allows you to work from home. So if you can work from home, guess what? You only need maybe a couple of hours or 3 hours, you know, to trade, or you can, you know, day trade for 9:30 to maybe 12, and the rest of the day you do your work, right? So that's another way you can actually day trade if you have a job where you actually work from home. And you know, nowadays that's common, so it's not like a thing that is hard to find. Now, another thing you could do, and this is what I actually did, I actually decided to get a job that started in the afternoon or later, okay? So I started to actually drive for Uber, right? So I drove for Uber, and what I used to do is I trade 9:30 to 12, right? And then from that time, 12 p.m. to 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m., that's pretty much my work schedule, and I'm done for the day, and you know, I repeat the same thing. So I have enough time to, you know, trade during the day, right? And then I can go to work. The good thing is you can actually set your own schedule. And sometimes what I used to do, I used to work a certain amount of time, right? And let's say I didn't feel like working all day that day, I would work less, right, during the week. And then on the weekends, I would make it up, okay? So you can do it that way, but you would definitely have to work a little bit more. So you probably work 7 days a week. You don't want to do that. But sometimes I used to do that if I didn't want to work a lot the days I was trading. Now, you don't have to work for Uber. You can just get a job that, you know, allows you to work at 12 p.m. and get off at 8, or even maybe a job that starts at 3 p.m. or whatever the case is. So you can actually have time to trade in the morning, and then you can go to work. Those are the things you actually could do if you want to day trade at home instead of swing trading. But please do not sleep on swing trading. Is a good thing to do until you get enough capital and you can just day trade full time from home. Now, I know some of you guys are going to say, what about pre-market, or what about the market after I come home? Okay, so pre-market is pretty much before the market opens. So let's say your market opens at 9:30 a.m. Pre-market is, you know, like if I'm trading NASDAQ, you can start pre-market at 5 a.m. if you want to, right? Because the market is going pretty much all day. Now, let's say that you want to wake up early. You could trade pre-market, but I'm telling you right now, the volume is not really there. There are some opportunities in the pre-market, but the best opportunities is when the market opens, when the volume comes in. So again, you can try it out, see if it works for you. It's definitely going to be much slower, so it's probably going to stress you out. But again, you can try it out to see if it works for you. Now, what about when you come home after work? Now, that's That's actually much slower than pre-market. So after work, man, it's gonna be tough to actually day trade and find good opportunities. Some, I mean, once in blue, it might, you know, move, but it's gonna be really tough because the volume is not there and opportunities is not there. Day traders, we need volatility, we need volume, we need people to participate in the market so the market actually moves. So when the market moves pretty good, that's how we make our profits. So after hours, honestly, is much slower, so I wouldn't recommend that. Now, guys, when you start trading, please do not be in a rush to quit your job, because I tried it so many times. I tried to quit my job at least 3 times before, you know, I actually got to a place where I say, okay, I can actually trade full time. But I quit my job like 3 times and I had to go back to work, right? So don't be in a rush to quit your job, because actually having a job is a good thing, because you're not stressing yourself out, you know, because let's say you're risking, I don't know, $50 on a trade or $100 on a trade. And if you lose that $50, it's not gonna stress you out that much, right? Because, you know, you're working. But if you're not working, if you're losing money, man, that's really gonna stress you out. So please lean on your job as much as possible or as long as possible until you have enough money saved up and until you actually prove to yourself that you can make this or make money for a living when it comes to day trading. So that's how you do it, guys. You know, I talked about a lot of different things you can do to help you either swing trade or day trade. Honestly, I would recommend swing trading first and then go from there. So you can start up a demo account, practice from there. Demo account will help you just practice without using real money. You can use paper money and you go from there. So that's all I have for you guys. If you want to learn how to swing trade or day trade, I've been doing this for 16 years. Check out the description below. Also, if you have any questions, comment below, because I try to answer all you guys' questions. Thanks a lot for your time, and please have a great day.